Are we live now?
Yeah.
Oh, girls, hello. So
Uh,
I see that we are live
Maybe
now.
we
Sorry.
should wait. No, like it will appear on the
I think that it
YouTube.
will appear, but with a small delay. Oh, yeah, I can see us on the YouTube.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So hello, everybody. Sorry for a small delay. We have some small technical issues as usually before important events, you know. But we are really glad to meet you today. If you are connecting, please also do not forget to join our Discord chat, because this would be our way of communication with you. You will be able to post some questions there to provide us with some answers. So please join Discord chat. And you can also share there what is your mood for today, where are you located, what is your name perhaps, so we can have this small communication. Inessa, Katya, what is your mood for today?
I'm very excited. You know, like today I woke up and I was like, wow, it's already today. It's like a huge day for me because I was visiting events. Katya will tell it a bit later that this is like a reborn of the project. So I was visiting like that day's events and I was speaker one time. So it's me like very excited to feel this mood and vibrations again.
Ines, and what about you? You seem a little bit worried.
No, I'm really happy that we start this DEVCHATA for like more bigger community now, and I happy that we will have even more events with a bigger community. And please join our Discord when we can like communicate with each other.
Yeah, that's true. Today is a big day, and I can already see that there is a comment in YouTube. Hi, I'm a software developer from Bulgaria. Hello, nice to meet you. And also let me switch to Discord. Hey, hi everyone. Okay, that's nice. I love some conversations, so please don't be shy. Our community is very supportive. We love communicating with each other, and we believe that it is super valuable when everybody shares their experiences. So please don't be shy. Please share your thoughts. Okay, so is there a possibility for us to see how many people are already on our translation, so we can understand if we can proceed?
I think more than 30.
Hey, I am a junior UX UI designer from Ternopil, Ukraine. Hello, Christina, nice to meet you. Hi, I am a startup developer from Cyprus. My name is Svetlana. Hello, Svetlana. Great. So, okay. And we also have a small interactive part for you. Let me share my screen. And Inessa, could you also please provide our participants with a link to Mentimeter? We would like to get to know you a little bit more. And please use this QR code on the screen or link in chat in order to take part in this questionnaire. We would like to understand how many people already work in IT. Maybe somebody would like to switch to this area, so we can understand our audience better. So please participate. Okay, yeah, I see. So we have people from IT, mainly from non-tech positions.
I see also in the chat that we have here Poland, Wrocław. We have Ukraine, UX designer from Kyiv. Hi, girls.
Cool. I like that we have such an international community now. Okay, so mainly we have people who work in IT, but on non-tech positions. We also have 3 people on tech positions, and we have people who have worked in IT previously and would like to join IT. So we have a very, very interesting audience. Let us wait for a few more minutes. to see the full picture. Anyway, I guess it doesn't matter whether you are already in IT or you would like to join this sphere in the future. I believe this event would be beneficial for all because we will speak about interesting issues regarding how women can bring value to IT and how women can feel comfortable in IT. So yeah, I guess that it will be interesting for all. So yeah, mainly we have people from non-tech positions. These are 11 people, also 4 people who work on tech positions, 3 who have worked in IT previously, and 4 people who would like to join IT. Great.
I'm really interested that there are people who were working, like used to work. Like I'm actually curious, like what are the reasons of choosing, switching to another area. Yeah, but it's just my thoughts. It's very curious.
Yeah, so maybe people who have worked in IT previously, maybe you can share in chat why you have decided to move from IT and maybe where you have moved, if this is not a confidential information, of course. Okay, thank you very much for your answers. I think we can proceed with our discussion. It was very nice to get to know you a little bit more. And I think that now it's time for you to know some information about us. So maybe girls, we can introduce ourselves. Katya, would you like to start?
Yes. Hi again. I'm Katya. I'm originally from Ukraine, but like lots of us now moved to another country. I'm living in Latvia now, in Riga, and I'm working in education field for more than 10 years. Like all my working life, I think, is in education. And now for 5 years, I'm in IT specifically, like a learning development specialist. Now working in Beetroot. You can see it in our logos. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I told you that I also had a relation with this specific project, but yeah, I'm very passionate about education in all directions, combinations, and everything.
All possible ways of education.
Yes. Give me to educate somebody.
Thank you very much, Katya. And Inessa, it's your turn.
Hey, nice to meet you all. I'm Inessa. I'm from Kiev, and I have been working in a management position connected to the tech companies for about 5 years. And the last few years, I work in a tech school operations. But interesting fact about me, I'm a switcher, which means I studied law and I work at this sphere. But until I turned my career for 360 degrees and start working in tech. So yeah, hope my story could inspire somebody also to change career, change sphere, and move to tech.
Great. Yeah. And I want to add that I am really proud that I have the possibility to work with both you. And it was truly a pleasure. And I'm really grateful that today we have such an empowering team. And also let me also tell you a few words about myself. So my name is Kate. This is the best way to differentiate me and Katya. So we have Katya and we have Kate. Yeah. And I am in IT for more than 5 years. I would like to say that I had quite a journey. So I started working in sales and marketing. Then I switched to front-end development. And then I guess I understood similar to Katya that my passion is education, and I switched to learning and development. Besides IT, I also have my own company, Happy Project, that is related to self-development, science of happiness, and mental well-being. And I also I am the co-creator and permanent host at this DEVCHATA project. So a few words about DEVCHATA. I would like to say that it is not just a series of online events. it is also the empowering community. So that's why we encourage you to join our Discord team, because this is not about just having events. We want for you and for us to communicate, to share your experience, to share challenges, and to support each other. Yeah, this is in fact the reborn of our DEVCHATA series event. So basically, this community was created in 2020. And we mainly concentrated on the Ukrainian market, but now, as we see, it is very important to get more international, because even Ukraine is getting more international. That's why we are here today, and we are really glad that we have today people from many different countries. So this is it about us and about DEVCHATA project. And I would like us to switch to the topic of our conversation. And I would like to say that, as we all know, that IT, unfortunately, this is not the area that is fully genderly balanced. And it still has some diversity-related stereotypes. So probably if you ask somebody to describe typical software engineer, you usually would hear that it is probably a man. But it is very interesting to hear if artificial intelligence also thinks in the same way. So Katya, maybe you can have the small conversation with our artificial intelligence guest.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's like probably the new trend to use ChatGPT for everything. And I really enjoy actually to use it in my work. So we decided to try to ask this question, ChatGPT, like, how do you imagine a typical software engineer? So, oh, something went wrong, of course. This is what ChatGPT likes to do. Yeah. Let's see. Can you see it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's very interesting that they say that however, based on general stereotypes and societal norms, a typical software engineer is often seen as someone who is highly skilled in coding, analytical thinking, and problem solving. I don't know why he added general stereotypes based on general stereotypes. Like, what are the stereotypes here? So it's typically have a degree in computer science, a related field, and possess strong technical abilities. I won't continue to read. You can read it from my screen now, but I think it's very curious, like, you know, that it's each time it gives another answer. We also tried to ask ChatGPT already several times. It gives always a bit different thing, but it's still the same, that it talks about some skills, nothing else. Like you can't find some information about the gender profile. It's just like skills in coding, analytical thinking, problem solving. So like the skills, and also maybe preferences in education. And I think it's actually for the first time he added this thing about education. I think it would be interesting for our further part of discussion, that usually this software engineer has their degree in computer science or some related field. But also, let's try to ask another question. As we're talking about gender, so it's interesting, like, to ask specifically about demographic thing. So what is the demographic portrait of a software engineer? So yeah, like as we all probably were thinking, actually the gender is the male in their mid-30s. So like all of us probably know it's the most privileged part of the all society. This it should be just added that it's white men and then it will be the most privileged group of people. So yeah, like it's a male-dominated field. So this is in general what we can summarize from the AI information. I will stop sharing my screen.
So it is very curious that basically if we ask about typical software engineer, we get this, like very gender neutral picture. But as soon as we ask about demographic portrait, we
like
see that in reality, it is not
Mhm.
like this. Yeah, and probably, of course, we know that there are some problems why it happened in such a way that we have this gender imbalance and we don't have like perfect diversity in IT sphere. But maybe Inessa, you can also share your thoughts and tell what you think about this, why such a situation occur.
Yeah, as a lawyer, probably I really like to start with a precondition and want to go few steps back and understand that it starts not just when people like start working. Yeah, it starts even earlier when people enter their university. And we could see in our tech universities that we have much less women in groups. In some groups, I know from my friends who studied tech faculties in universities that it was like one woman for all university groups or few women. So we could see that there is much less women in STEM direction studies. So I think we should probably discuss this part also and understand that we should motivate more women to came to STEM, learn tech, study in universities. So I propose us today not only name these problems, but also to understand how we could empower more women to study for tech positions, and then of course lately to work in tech more and bring all that value which we will discuss later they could bring. Yeah, that's it.
Of course, yeah, I totally agree with you, Inessa. And I think that on one hand, knowing the reasons for some problems is very important, since it can give us the understanding how to work with these problems. But also what is important to emphasize here is that we at DEVCHATA believe that the best approach to influence and eliminate inequality is to show how you can benefit from equality, basically, and from diversity. So this is why the main question of our event is how IT can benefit from women participating in this sphere. And we would like you participants to encourage to participate in one more of our activities. Let me share my screen. And again, you can use the same link, but maybe Inessa, Katya, you can share it again. So what, in your opinion, value do women bring to tech industry? So the task here is to point 3 short answers. What are, in your perspectives, these benefits that women can bring to tech? We will also share our thoughts on this topic, of course, but first we would like to hear your answers. So please, you can use the QR code on my screen to answer the question, or you can also use the link posted in Discord chat. So please participate. So we can see that this is innovation, emotional intelligence, problem solving, empathy. Another vision, also empathy, another side of view. Let us wait a few more moments in order to get more answers, because I think it will be much more valuable if we also get the bigger perspective for this question. So if we not only give you answers what we have been thinking about, but also if we hear what you think about it from your own regional perspective. So the empathy is very large, so we can see that many people answer with empathy. women get things done.
Yeah, that's fun. And I also want to add, like, I'm now working on like kind of training for about emotional intelligence, and empathy is actually the part of this, like the huge part of emotional intelligence. So probably we really have like an empathy as a biggest thing here.
Mhm. What I also like here in answers that we get women logic, it is, I guess, very important because it is also like some other approach to logic. So this also the other perspective, it is like oftenly said here in the answers. Collaboration, diplomacy, different perspective, stress resistance, more
It's int-
specialist. Yeah,
It's
Inessa, go on.
interesting that it's changed so fast, and I can see that it's even more and more ideas from our
Growing, yeah.
participants. Yeah. So yeah, empathy is win, definitely. Multitasking, innovation, but we have more and more ideas about values of women in tech industry.
Yeah, and I guess what is very important here is when I see these answers, I totally can see how these qualities would be beneficial for IT. So this is, of course, like these are very good skills that not only for IT, for any business, they would be super beneficial. Inspiration, that's also nice.
But also, like the pattern I see here is some of skills, they are like determined by the parents, like in society.
By genetics, you mean?
No, not genetics, but this is social part, like how we teach, how women are taught to behave. Like I think the empathy and multitasking, which are there like the biggest one. I think this is kind of skills that traditionally is a women's thing. I'm like, I think that of course men also can do this, but yeah, society, I don't, it's again, it's not a bad thing. I just see it as the fact that it's determined by the society and how we are taught in our childhood, maybe.
I agree with you. So thank you very much for your answers. I would like to say that we will share these answers with you after this event, because I think it would be very beneficial for you.
Yeah, inspirational.
Yes, of course. So yeah, thank you very much for your perspective. And I guess now it's our turn to share what we think on this topic. So maybe Katya or Inessa, somebody with you from you.
Yeah, I actually wanted to share like two crazy examples that they're not like maybe in the relevant, it's not from 2023. This is what I want to emphasize, but anyway, it actually happened. Like in 2014, Apple, they launched the product for the tracking health, but they haven't included the tracking periods, like tracking menstruation in this app. So like how crazy it could be, like the Apple, the huge company, they didn't add this feature, and there is there were a lot of articles about it. So we will also send you, you can read like how crazy it was. So yeah, this I think this is one of the circumstances, not circumstances, this is like one of the things that determined by the lack of women in the products and the product design, like because if there were enough women, probably they will think about tracking periods. And another crazy thing that I read an article where the girl, she was a woman, she was saying that she was writing her PhD, and she was making the medicine research, and she needs to use the Microsoft API for the voice recognition. And this API, it couldn't recognize women voice.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so she couldn't use this like just using her voice, so she need to make it lower Or for presentations, she said that she was asking to male colleague help her just to do not like look strange in front of the investors, or maybe not investors, but scientists for whom she was presenting her work. So it's like crazy stuff. But it also kind of old example, but still it's not so old, I would say. Yeah. So yeah, I can continue with some more scenes, but yeah, but just to leave your space to talk. Maybe you also have something to add here.
Yeah, it's if you have any stories or examples when company like because of the not involving women or not taking into account that women will use it, have had some problems in the product or a company has some issues with it, please share it with us in Discord and our chat in YouTube. We will really appreciate, and we are always interested in like collecting these stories for us, and for these examples we actually could use when we present to our companies, our management, why really women bring values in tech. And also I want to say that I see for the like I know maybe few last 5 years things changed and companies start seeing value in diversity, and in big companies is already a department even for like diversity who is focused on diversity, and it's creating a new role as a like diversity manager or something like this. And I think this trend which started is really nice, and we should support it, continue and implement everybody in our companies. And yeah, then I hope this trend will bring to equality in at least tech companies.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Katya, go on.
Yeah. I today responsible about for the statistics probably. And there is the research about innovations. I think this was also one of the biggest words on our Mentimeter. And the research, 4,277 companies took part in this research. And according to this research, the gender diversity in R&D teams, they bring actually the thing called radical innovation. There are two types of innovations, like incremental innovations, radical innovations. Incremental is something that is like appearing and everyone can see it and just do it. But radical innovation is like something completely new and bringing some like unexpected out of the box ideas, and it's presented so much more in these gender diverse teams. And another research that made by McKinsey, they were studying also companies, and like the most successful there is like correlation between diversity and business performance. So if the company more diverse, then the performance also is better. So this is probably also something that can empower us, and also maybe will help to bring these ideas to the C-level or like just people in our teams. I think it's like very strong fact when you say that the more women you will have in a company, the better business performance you will have.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. So we can see that women can be very beneficial in IT, not only for product, but for product it is also very important, as we see that. I would like to say that women, it is still a very big part of consumers. So basically, if you do some products and women will be your consumers, who would better understand this part of consumers than women? So as we can see, for product, women impact could be very beneficial for businesses, because this is better for innovation, for performance. And I think also for teams, because if you include different people in teams, not only genderly different, so this might be people who have different personalities, who have different education, who have different, I would say, age. So these people can have the broader understanding of what is going on and what might work and what won't work. And such teams, I think personally, that they would be more efficient.
Yeah, also, I think, and it's also like there are some, I will add it to the follow-up. You can read on the Harvard Business Review that the teams that have more diverse teams, they can work better with facts. So they will try to find more facts, not just opinions or like impressions. They will process these facts better, and in the end, they will be also more innovative. So yeah, like there are a lot of benefits, not only about gender diversity, but have a diverse companies and teams in general.
Yeah, so as Katya said, we will share with you some articles and some statistics, because we know that it is understanding in order to understand some phenomena better. And also, I would like to remind you about our chat, because I've seen that people are joining and they are introducing themselves, and it's super nice. But you can also post your questions and opinions in the chat, so don't be shy. We are regularly switching between our screens in order to catch some interesting answers from you, so please participate. The other issue I would like to bring today is that, yeah, okay, we know that diversity is very beneficial. We know that having different genders in tech spheres is super valuable. But we still should understand that sometimes, even when companies would like to hire more women to tech teams, sometimes market don't have so much female specialists. And this is the problem. And girls, maybe you can share your opinions about what is going on, why it is going on, and how we can work with it.
Inessa, maybe you know.
Yeah. I want to start.
Inessa unmuted, yeah.
Yeah, I was unmuted. I want to share my thoughts here. I really see this as a problem because, as I said, a lot of companies start working in this direction. They try to be diverse, but they face this problem that they're not enough female specialists, especially for some professions, but let's talk about it a bit later. But what I want to share is that from the freshest global gender gap report, my best report, we can see that yes, still women are underrepresented in STEM field, in universities, and etc., etc. But what's interesting is that compared to men, they are more interested in reskilling, and they are more involved in like boot camps, courses, and they're like more successful when they are like reskilling and start like switching to IT. Yeah, so as a people, as a community, as a company, we need to empower, we need to help women to reskill and like become specialists in tech.
Yeah, thank you very much, Katya. Maybe you would like to add something. And of course, I would like to mention that we have some interesting questions in chat. But first, please give your thoughts about this question, and then we'll switch to the next one.
Yeah, I think that we a bit started talking about it, that before the reskilling, why the question of reskilling appears. Yeah, that the question is in education. I want to show small diagram from McKinsey research too. I mean, for me, it was crazy. Like when I saw it, that you can see here, like at the beginning, the primary and secondary education. This is statistics about EU countries. So it's not US, because I think for US it could be different, but almost all our audience from Europe. So in primary and secondary school, boys and girls, they have like kind of similar level of STEM skills. So they do tests kind of the same, in some countries even better. I remember that Sweden, this was one of the countries when the girls were more like better performing than boys. So, but in general, it's kind of the same. But then when it comes to universities, you can see like from 50%, it's dropping to 31. So like 20% less than even though they have a good skills in tech, good skills in STEM, but still they're like, and even you can see this blue and gray scene. This gray scene shows the specifically because STEM is like a bit bigger fields, like but IST pipeline, it's just the computer technologies. So for computer technologies, it's like even less, like 19%. I know, like maybe the maximum here is 25, so it's like the half of the people of women who had actually good skills in school, they didn't go, they didn't go to the universities. And in this article they are saying that there are several reasons they can see. Like the first thing is that teachers actually support more boys, and they support in learning, but also in STEM learning. And at the end also like girls, they're like isolated, they don't have enough communities for support, and this is also that stops them to go further in this field in like IST. So but at the end, to the tech roles across the companies, you can see only 22%. So it's like from 50 to 22%. It's like the huge losses on this way, in this funnel. And there are reasons. So it's like reasons started from education, at least probably even earlier. So it's like systematical society problem. And that's why we probably here started to talk about reskilling, because this is one of the ways that can empower women and give them tools to change something if they want to change, actually. Because and it's I think we had some also statistics about the success cases that for reskilling there are different ways, but these like boot camps or something, courses, this is something that really works traditionally already, like for years. It really works for reskilling and for skilling women too. So there is alternative education, I would say, that could help with this. This is probably the first part of how we can solve the problem. But this is on the individual levels, probably. This is more about how you specifically, like if you want to change something, you could go to the boot camp. I think there are a lot of options now in the market. But another question is like, what can you do from the company perspective when you are already in the company, or you're like luckily on the C-level or management? So this is another question, how we can help women. Sorry if I'm talking too much. I'm very
no, that's
it's nice.
a lot of very interesting information, and I already have some thoughts on this regard. But yeah, Ines, I can see.
Yeah, and
that
it's
you want to-
connected to the questions that we have in our Discord a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, and before we will share in this question, I just realized that when I was studied at school, I was so interested in STEM. I was learning math. I was in love with math, with physics. But then something's changed in my mind, and I say, oh my God, no, I should not go to the math university. I should go to something more humanitarian. And I just understand that I'm one of the people who
Of
is
that
on
girl,
this gap.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
of victims, of
Yeah.
the society problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Also,
also.
sorry.
Yes, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, I just want to show one thing here and just close this article. I mean, it was really mind-blowing for me to read all these statistics, but also here is the question where we can find more women, and the most perspective and developing profession in IT now, DevOps and cloud engineering. But the women is represented the less. Like,
Even less,
even less, like you can see here that just 8% of women are DevOps. Like it's like the lowest, the less represented. Yeah, like, and we also can see in the chat that there are like UI designers, UX designers, and this is like the most friendly, let's say, friendly area for women in tech. Like this is almost 50%. So
yeah, so I guess what we can say from that statistic is that it's not even the current problem, not only current problems that we don't have this gender balance. We already can see that there would be even bigger problem in the future, because one of the most popular and perspective areas like DevOps and cloud is lacking women even more. So in the future, we can have even less gender balance in IT area. So yeah, I would like to share the statistics that you have mentioned about the boot camps and maybe add a few more words. So yeah, as we can see that mainly how women learn before getting into IT spheres, that these are mainly boot camps or they are self-taught. And what is important here, in my opinion, is that there are some skills and some professions that currently are very rarely covered by boot camps or, for example, by self-learning. So if we, for example, speak about some, I would say, more hard, more difficult technologies, like, for example, C, C++, embedded development, these are usually technologies that people gain some understanding in universities. And that's why maybe we can also see that women are basically more represented in, for example, front end or QA or some other professions that are usually more popular within boot camps or self-learning. So this might also be the point for some education providers in the future, that they should also concentrate in some other technologies in order to get women to IT more. So yeah, this is the statistics. We will also share with you some articles. I would also mention the small remarks that Katya has told us a little bit about the C-level. This is a very interesting topic about women in leadership, and we will definitely cover this topic in one of our future events, because we know that it is very important and it is very urgent topic.
Yeah, we had questions, I think, yeah, from our audience in the registration form. And I think it's interesting. We have interesting questions in Discord, and and funny question from Daniel about if he as a male can watch. I think that actually is something that we should say that this project is not only for women. Like we can,
of course,
you can, so, Katya, you have this phrase, you can do it better.
So we basically, before creating this project, we have been thinking about concept a lot, and we think that there won't be equality if we create project only for one specific group. So we decided that, of course, this project can be watched and people from all genders and all races and all ages can participate in this project. But we would like to empower especially women. That's why mainly all of our speakers, they are women, and we encourage women to share their experience. But it doesn't means that this project is closed for men. So Daniel, you can openly participate. There is no problem with that. We have a very interesting question in Discord. In fact, we have a few questions in Discord, but I would like to concentrate on the first one. How do you think are there still some gender biases in IT while company make decision whom to hire?
I have a great example, as I think it's great. I don't know, maybe for other people not so great, but maybe you now think about tech professions in IT when you think about gender diversity, but look at almost all HR teams. And this is where I can see these gender biases also, because like I know that there are examples that when the man wants to be an HR, I think somebody of you, told this example.
Yeah, I've mentioned that one of my friends, I would say, had such a story.
Yeah, like the guy gets several rejections because the policy of the company was that they prefer to see women in HR roles. So like, I think this is like kind of historically determined to this scene that we see women maybe more empathetic or like the skills that probably more kind of, you can see the HR role with these skills. But again, this is all roles have very different combination of skills, and all roles can benefit from having different people in these positions. So like, if there will be more women in DevOps, the same we can say that it's good if we will have more men in HR. It could be also beneficial for the companies. And as we said before, we know that it's good for business performance. It's also statistics. So this is, definitely, at least this is something that we know about Ukraine, about these gender biases. I think actually very interesting. I also know that we have a lot of people from Bulgaria and from European Union. Bulgaria is one of the most successful in this, like to build gender diversity. It's still not like 50-50, but it's one of the best countries for women in IT. So congratulations for people from Bulgaria. Unfortunately, it's still like not the same level, of representation and in salaries level too. It's very, maybe in some event we can invite somebody from Bulgaria to ask to tell maybe how it's actually, how these people feel, if it's actually good for women in IT or still problems. But statistics says that this is one of the best places in Europe for women in IT, in tech speciality.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess we should for the future think about inviting somebody from Bulgaria to maybe find out what were the key maybe ways how they achieved this success. So Ines,
we need secrets.
Secret
magic key, bullet.
Magic key.
And I want to answer directly to this question. If I think is there still some gender biases in IT? Sadly to tell, but yes, it's still. If we talk about biases directly to women, it still exists, of course. But I want to say that good part is that in tech, it's much less than in other fields. And I see the tendency that it's become less and less. But of course, it's still cases about maternity leaves. I also see that you ask about it, but we don't have time today to discuss. But I think this topic is really, really important for all women around the world.
I can give one example, actually. Like,
go on,
because it's about BitChute. Like, we have now the situation when our CEO, his wife born the child, and he took a maternity leave. I mean, it's kind of the thing that it's good to divide this load between two people.
Yeah,
so both of them have taken maternity leave. And I think specifically for BitChute, you save your place if you are leaving for maternity leave, and I think it's for a year. I'm not sure, like I won't lie here, but I know that definitely I saw cases where people coming back and were getting the same position. I knew that my previous company I was working, it was Wix, and they were also minimum 3 months for like free, and then you can spend 6 more months on maternity leave, but you won't have salary. So you just keep your place, but for 3 months you even have a salary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would also like to add about biases in IT. I guess what is even more important about the biases that are known for everybody, these are the unconscious biases, I would say, because we in our society, we usually speak about some gender inequalities, discrimination, and so on and so forth. So people are getting more and more aware about what is going on, and they would like not to participate in such discrimination. However, as people, we all have some unconscious biases that also influence our decisions. And it is very important to speak about that and to teach people to reflect upon these biases. Because, yeah, we can, solve this top of the iceberg, but there still will be the very large part that is hidden from us, but it affects our decisions. So this is also a very important question. Yeah. What I would also like to mention that me, Ines, and Katya, we were thinking about some also other potential topics. And I guess that for the future, it might be beneficial to speak a little bit more about this diversification among the teams. So about this women-dominated teams like HR or male-dominated teams. And we would also like to speak a little bit more in the future about the positive discrimination, if it is valuable or not. But we won't cover these topics today because we don't have that much time. And I would also say that last but not the least, we would like you to participate in one more activity, if you don't mind. So let me share my screen again. So we have been covering a lot of topics today. And probably very obvious question you can get now is what we can do with all that information. And this is exactly what we would like you to answer. So maybe you have even now some ideas on how you can work towards bringing more diversity to your company, or maybe you have some ideas on how to empower women to join IT more. It would be very beneficial if you share your thoughts. It can also give us some ideas for future events, because we will definitely would like to invite some speakers who successfully implemented women empowering approaches in companies. So yeah, please share your thoughts. I can see that we have one answer, but I would like to see it, how I can do it. So it is an interesting question. The answers, okay. Let me close this window and open it again.
Yeah, I also.
Oh yeah, okay, we can see it. Then I will just make it larger. Oh, it doesn't work.
Let's try to present one more time.
Okay.
Your results, maybe? No? Is it it?
It's very strange that when I present it, I can't see the answers, but when
there was a button, view results.
View results.
Not these results, no?
Yeah, so I think basically we can just use this.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So we can see that to become a mentor for a new lady in IT, value myself more and feel more confident. This is a very nice approach. I dream about girls in tech local community, so we can share our experience about work and also maternity leaves. Yeah, these are the very great approaches. Don't be shy. Yeah. Participate.
As DEVCHATA, it's a community, as Katya said, so we are together creating the topics that we want to raise, discuss, share opinions. So now you are basically helping to understand what is interesting for this community, and definitely it will help us to choose next topics.
Yeah, and I would even maybe this is like a very, I'm too proud about this, but I would like to mention that I think with such meetings and with the DEVCHATA community, we are maybe making a small step, but it is still a step towards more diversified and equal society. So thank you very much for participating. We also have joined. Yeah, go on.
Can I comment? There are like several comments on having local community, and I see it's from Bulgaria. And I just want to say to people that if you actually want to get something, some input on it, I'm here in Latvia. There is a community called Rigatech Girls. They have very good experience how to build the community for women in tech on local level. And I know that there are girls from Cyprus today with us. They're also trying to build their local community. So maybe we can make some, I don't know, sharing ideas session how to build a local community. So if you're actually interested in that, ping me. I can make a connections between the dots, and we can organize something. I think it's really cool and important.
Yeah. So the one more point I would like to bring is that me, Inessa, and Katya, we are also in Discord channel and in Discord chat. So don't be shy, write your questions, write your opinions. We will join the discussion. You can even directly mail us. And we also would like to have this positive impact. So give us the opportunity to participate in communication with you. Thank you very much for your ideas. They were very valuable. I can see that we don't have much time to proceed this discussion. After this meeting, you will get the follow-up letter with our recommendation, with some statistics that we have already shared. So you will be able to review it again. And yeah, we have some ideas.
Recording.
And of course, recording, yeah. And we have some ideas regarding our future events. However, it will be super valuable if you also share the topics that are important for you. We will definitely take it into account. So thank you. Yeah, Katya, you would like to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say it out loud that I heard that probably maternity leave topic would be interested, because it was not on our plate before this event, but I think it's actually very interesting to talk about it, like how it could be done in different companies, what are the experience, what are the struggles and everything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so we will take it into account definitely for future events. And thank you very much for participating. Thank you very much for being so active with our questionnaires and our chat. It was very valuable, I believe, not only for us, but also for you. And also, Katya, Inessa, it was a pleasure speaking with you today. So thank you very much for having this evening with me together and for having such a productive discussion.
Oh, thank you, Kate. And I want to also share some last words that I hope that we managed to give you some portion of inspiration, and you will share it to your team, to your company, to your friend, invite to our community, share our Discord invitation link also, even if there was not on this meet up, and please come to our next events, subscribe to our social media, be active in our Discord community, and you are always welcome, because we are doing this only for you, our community.
That's true. Thank you very much, Inessa. So I think it's time to say goodbye.
For today, at least.
For today, yeah, that's true. Thank you all. Yeah,
but let's continue in chat. We say goodbye for
only for online translation. For live streaming. Yeah, thank you very much, and goodbye. And let's meet for our future events. And have a pleasant evening. Bye bye.
Bye bye.